Good day everyone, and welcome to the Transport for Sydney Vlogs channel, and welcome to the next Parramatta Light Rail tram testing video. In the last video I covered the line from Collingford to Telopea and saw some light rail vehicles pass through along the way. I'm still at Telopea. I covered it in my last video, but I did forget a few things. Behind the Westmead bound platform you can see that there is a water refill station, a bench here, and a couple of bicycle racks. So it's all part of the developments, and it's situated right along the active transport link, which is the shared pedestrian and cycleway, which runs from Collingford down to, I think, Tramway Avenue. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly cover that, as I forgot to cover it in the last video when I covered the Telopea Light Rail stop, which is just right here. And now I'm going to continue my journey to the next light rail stop, which is Dundas. As I mentioned in the last video, I did do this walk last year, walking all the way along this shared pathway here, all the way to Tramway Avenue and continue to Parramatta. And you have to say it's quite a nice and enjoyable walk, especially on a nice and sunny morning. Throughout the videos that I'll be filming today or this morning, you'll notice that if you compare the speed at which the light rail vehicles are testing on this section compared to the Westmead section, you'll notice that they travel much faster. And yeah, a lot of that has to do with the fact that on the Collingford end of the line, there are larger portions of the line which are segregated from the road. So light rail vehicles here have their own corridor. They don't actually have to share the corridor with other road users, and therefore they can travel much faster. So I saw a 70km speed limit sign as we left the Telopea stop. See, that's the speed limit at which they can travel at on this part of the line. I can't remember exactly what it is at closer to Westmead, but I think it's not as fast as, I'm pretty sure it's not as fast as they can travel here. Up ahead there at the next pole, I can see there's now a 50km speed limit sign. So I think, yeah, the speed is reduced as the light rail vehicles pass underneath the road there, which runs above the light rail corridor. And also here, the light rail corridor is all filled with ballast. And yeah, it does remind you of the old Collingford line when it was operated by Sydney Trains. Back then it was a single track line. I think this part may have been single track. I can't remember exactly if the whole section of the Collingford line was single track. There were some sections which I know were double track. I think Rose Hill train station, there was multiple platforms. But yeah, most of the Collingford line I'm pretty sure was single track. Unfortunately I never travelled on it, as I didn't start filming until after the line was closed for Sydney Trains operations. And we've got two light rail vehicles approaching, one coming from behind. So that was unit numbers 2165 on its way to Parramatta, and unit number 2163 on its way up to Westmead. Sorry, I got that wrong. Unit number 2165 is on its way to Parramatta and Westmead. and unit number 2163 is on its way up to Carlingford. Just happened to be at the right place at the right time with two light rail vehicles passing at the same location. So now the track bed is now a concrete track bed. And it's just like that right before and after the overpass. But you can see, well, it's a bit hard to see, but I can see from where I am now that around 30 meters up, the track bed will then transition again back to ballast. So because it was a slight curve, as the line passes underneath a road, the speed limit was reduced to 50 kilometers just for that curve. But I can see a speed limit sign up ahead saying 60 kilometers. So yeah, the speed limit does slightly increase again. Decided to stop the last clip just to let those couple walk through. Should get to Dundas soon. I think it might be down the line there in the distance. I can't see it just yet, but we'll hopefully get there within the next 5 to 10 minutes. So yeah, as I did in the last video, what I'm basically doing in the videos I'm filming this morning is I'll just continue to walk from one stop to the next. If I see that a light rail vehicle is approaching and is about to pass where I'm at, I'll temporarily pause and film the light rail vehicle pass through and then continue walking. So we do have a couple of light rail vehicles right now between where I am and the Carlingford Light Rail stop. So I might see one of them pass through on its way back to Parramatta later on in this video before I get to Dundas maybe. Seems like they are currently testing at roughly every 7 minutes. I think that might be the peak hour frequency. I can't remember and I'm not entirely sure, but I thought I read somewhere that the peak hour frequency on the Parramatta Light Rail will be around 7 minutes. But if I am wrong, please do correct me. During off-peak, I'm not sure if it's every 10 minutes or maybe every 12 or 13. I don't know why, but I do remember seeing the number 13 somewhere. But yeah, I think the off-peak frequency may be around between 10 to 13 minutes or maybe even 15, somewhere within that time range. There are 13 light rail vehicles which will be servicing the L4 Parramatta Light Rail. And those 13 light rail vehicles are the new Cafe Airbus 100 trams. They are a newer version of the Cafe Airbus trams, which run the L1 Dulwich Hill light rail line. Those trams which run on the L1 line consist of 5 modules. The Cafe Airbus trams which will be running the Parramatta Light Rail will all be 7 modules. Back in July, there was a Parramatta Light Rail open day at the Prince Alfred Square stop. They had a Parramatta Light Rail vehicle on display, and that allowed the public to have a look, a close-up look of one of the new Cafe Airbus trams. So I was there on that morning and did film an exterior and an interior walkthrough of the Cafe Airbus tram. From memory, I think it was unit number 2163 that was there on the day. So yeah, got to explore that light rail vehicle from close up, which was great. Up until this morning, yeah, I mentioned this earlier, but the only section of the line that I covered the tram testing was between Westmead and Parramatta. I did actually film a video at the Collingford Light Rail stop on a Sunday back in July, and that's why I kind of skipped the Collingford Light Rail stop at the beginning of the last video, just because I had already covered it. So once I film all the videos this morning, I will have covered the tram testing across the full length of the L4 line. Although I thought I left it very late with these testing videos, now with the delay that's been announced, obviously now I guess I got more time, and you all have more time as well to come out and see Parramatta Light Rail vehicles testing before the line actually opens. So yeah, the last couple of weeks they've been undergoing final phase testing, so that's testing at timetable frequency. So that was unit number 2168, heading to Carlingford. So yeah, during the month of August, I have been testing at timetable frequency. Now that the opening has been delayed, I'm not too sure what the plan is. I know that they're going to try to prioritize fixing the issues that need to be fixed, but hopefully we'll still see trams testing at a good frequency. Got another tram approaching on its way to Parramatta. Might be unit number 2163. No, 2164. I remember early in this video seeing unit number 2163 on its way to Carlingford. But yeah, I think now I just remembered that I filmed unit number 2164 at Telopea in the last testing video. So that was that tram making its way back towards Parramatta. And the next Parramatta bound tram should be unit number 2163, which we filmed earlier in this video. can now see the Dundas Light Rail stop in the distance. The Dundas Light Rail stop is situated at the exact same location as the old Dundas train station on the Carlingford line. They've converted this train station into a light rail stop. The platforms were demolished to make way for the new light rail platforms and the canopies and all the light rail stop equipment that you see. However, one thing that did stay was the old heritage ticket office, which you can probably see already on this side that I'm walking on now. So yeah, I'm glad that they've kept it, and that was to expect, that it is heritage listed. So yeah, it has been retained. It might have even been repurposed to house maybe some infrastructure for the light rail. So you've got a ramp there. Pretty sure that takes you down to Kissing Point Road. Got quite a lot of apartments here, so a lot of residents will definitely be using this light rail stop here to get to either Carlingford, or most of them probably would go to Parramatta, as they can get a direct train to the city, or if you're going to Westmead, then you'll stay on the light rail line. Or for anyone that wants to go to Epping, they will then catch a light rail up to Carlingford and interchange for a bus service, which can then take you to Epping. And then from there, obviously, you can get to the city in a few different ways, or you can get to other parts of Sydney. But anyway, now at the Dundas Light Rail stop, we'll do a quick walk along the length of the platform. Yeah, it's no different. Platform canopies on each platform, couple of pits on the northbound platform. On the southbound platform, you got a mini canopy here with a couple of pits, and then down on that end you got another canopy with another couple of pits, and right between the two canopies you got the old Dundas Station ticket office, which I'll give you guys a pan-in view of now. And yeah, that's it. On this side, you've got a pedestrian walkway, which will connect you to Kissing Point Road, where you can interchange for a bus service. On the other side, you also have a little pedestrian crossing. And that direction will take you to, I think, Station Street, according to this sign here. Just around the back from the light rail stop, got these nice gardens here. It makes the area look much nicer indeed. Got some parking as well for the light rail. I will turn to ×1 zoom. Got here a mini building. It's a little electrical substation, I believe, housing critical electrical components and infrastructure for the operation of the L4 Parramatta Light Rail. But yeah, that's basically the Dundas stop. You've got some bicycle racks there as well that I didn't mention when I walked literally right past it. Anyway, that will be all that I'll be covering for this video. So I'll start the next part where I'll be walking down to the next light rail stop, which is Yalamandi. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, like and favorite this video, and I will see you next time.